for your team, and you try to evoke the blessings of God, even though most of us felt that God was a Yankee fan.
You could hardly blame the Dodger faithful for thinking the Almighty smiled on the Yankees. In a 12-year span from 1941 to 1953, the Yankees beat the Dodgers 5 times in the World Series. But 1955 was different. Writer and Brooklyn native Pete Hamill says the team brought more to the field that year than just baseball talent.
The players outdid themselves that year. It wasn't just a big home run hitting team. There was an emotion that the Dodgers brought on the field. There was a fierce quality to it. Run hard. Slide on your belly if you have to. Get in there. Steal home. Imagine Robinson steals home 7 times in 1 year. That team in '55 was so good that a young kid never got to throw a baseball in the World Series, and his name was Koufax.
But pitching was the one department where the Dodgers were lacking, says Joe Dorenson, who's now a history professor at Long Island University.
If you go position by position, the Dodgers were superior at every position except pitching. And that, of course, is 80 to 90% of the game, pitching and defense.
With a regular season record of 9-10, Brooklyn pitcher Johnny Padres wasn't exactly a standout that season, but he played a pivotal role in the 1955 World Series. Brooklyn lost the first 2 games at Yankee Stadium, but Padres ignited the Dodger comeback by winning Game 3 at Ebbets Field on his 23rd birthday. He also prevailed in Game 7 and was named Most Valuable Player of the World Series. Shortstop Pee Wee Reese was also instrumental in the Dodger victory that season. Stan Isaacs covered the team for the Long Island newspaper Newsday.
Reese was the heart and soul of that team. He determined the character of the team, and that's why they always looked upon with great favor. He was a nice guy, and his class rubbed off on the other players. Reese is the one who, in effect, welcomed Robinson that day when he was being pilloried in Cincinnati in his first year in batting practice.
By the way, Isaacs is one of the handful of newspaper writers who were so passionate about the Dodgers that they got together and swiped the old 1955 World Series banner from the LA Dodgers. They brought it back to New York in 1959. It's currently on display at the Brooklyn Historical Society. Writer Pete Hamill says that Brooklyn passion had a lot to do with Jackie Robinson, who united the fans in the stands and provided the team with a moral advantage.
We had the Irish tribe, we had the Italian tribe, we had the Jewish tribe, and with Robinson, we had the African-American tribe. Everybody was in the same place, rooting for the same team. And that was not happening at Yankee Stadium and a lot of other places, but in terms of this perennial October conflict, we felt we had a moral edge. It might be hard to explain now to people that you could invest that much in a baseball team. Brooklyn wasn't the only place where this emotion was. There was a whole extended fandom of some kind that had to do with people who had waited a long, long time to see a man with black skin play in the major leagues. There were kids in Alabama rooting for the Brooklyn Dodgers, because if they made it, maybe they could play ball in the major leagues too.
In the bottom of the 6th inning in Game 7, the Dodgers were winning by a score of 2-0.
Bill McDougall beats out a bunt to Padres, and the Yankees have the tying runs on base. And up comes Yogi Berra.
The Yankee catcher sliced a long drive to left field just outside the foul pole. Sitting in the stands with a bird's-eye view of it all was Dodger fan Al Lewis, who in later years came to be known as Grandpa on the hit TV series The Munsters.
Yogi Berra hit the ball to left field, and Sandy Amorose, who was a lefty with the glove on the right hand, reached out, caught it just as he hit the stand, turned around and doubled the guy off first. A righty would never have caught it.
That play killed the Yankees' 6th inning rally. In the 8th inning, pitcher Johnny Padres escaped a 2-men-on jam, and in the 9th, after Elston Howard grounded out to Pee Wee Reese, Brooklyn's beloved Dodgers had beaten the Yankees on enemy turf. For dem bums, next year had finally arrived. Once again, writer Pete Hamill.
It was like saying to Sisyphus, you're at the top of the mountain. The rocks ain't going to roll back down again. It was a mythic kind of triumph at the end, and a sense of, God damn it, we did it. And it was always we, you know. And it was, in a way, very American. It was about getting through it and showing what you could do with effort and will and guts and heart. I remember walking around that night on the last game thinking, I'll remember this all my life.
That night at the official Dodger celebration, players went out one at a time to wave at the thousands of fans gathered outside the Bossard Hotel in downtown Brooklyn. Brooklynites were hollering on rooftops and dancing in the streets that night. God may have been a Yankee fan, but on October 4th, 1955, dem bums took matters into their own hands. For Only a Game, I'm John Kalish in New York.